Hey everyone, and welcome to the next rendition of the Best of 3 podcast. I'm Josh, SalvationsElite. This is Bash BO3 on Twitter next to me, and we got ShadyNero right here in the nether, right between us. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're back at it again, the Best of 3 podcast. We've been appreciating all the support, and there's a lot to talk about today. We got the new format finally announced. We got the debate of the century between the pros when it comes to the slide canceling mechanic and how it should be addressed in the community. And we're doing a little gaming snacks draft today. You know, we're going to debate all the past drafts too a little bit too, I think. And some people have some things to say. What is up, everybody? Sam, Rex, how you guys doing?
I'm doing actually amazing, Josh.
Oh, man. Great.
Yeah, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing really, really good. Sam, how you doing?
Doing good. I mean, probably not as good as Rex, but...
Yeah, Rex, why are you doing so good?
I'm just feeling good about this podcast. I'm feeling good about life. I'm ready to talk about the format.
Dude, nice. Yeah. So, I mean, again, if you guys haven't already followed us on Twitter, check that out. If you guys watch on YouTube, you can see it all right there. This is, again, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So we appreciate all the reviews on Apple Podcasts and the support on those sites. It really does mean a lot to us and helps the podcast grow, which is really important. And everybody who's been commenting on YouTube lately, we've been really appreciating that. But yeah, man, I guess the first thing we're going to get into today, big time changes to the format. They finally confirmed today of all of the massive changes to the league. So I'm just going to talk about it. Basically, off the rip, I guess I'll give a brief summary of what the actual changes were, and we can talk about it. So watch my video. If you guys haven't watched the video today, they confirmed the weekend tournaments. They confirmed CDL Pro Points. Mm-hmm. So CDL Pro Points, or CDL Points, are different than Challenger Points. And the whole system and everything else. We can talk about it all. Basically, it'll all be organized that way. And we got confirmed that 8 teams make playoffs. 4 of them
we think so.
Are wild card teams. Yes.
95% sure.
Right. And then they confirmed the Challengers system and how that's all going down. So, again, each team every weekend will host some sort of open bracket amateur or some sort of amateur event. They haven't really specified how that's going to look like yet, but there'll be at least $10,000 in cash prizing every single week for the AM scene, which is pretty cool. And yeah, there's going to be more information on that and hopefully some bigger open bracket tournaments throughout the year. So there's a lot going on there. We can definitely talk more about how they're organizing the weekend tournaments. I'm sure we will. But off the rip, what are you guys' thoughts on the format and how the weekend tournaments specifically are set up?
Okay, so what I like so far and what I understand about it is that they're deciding how they're predetermining what the pools are going to be before each event. That's how I understood it, and I think that's what I was saying before. Like, that's the way that they need to do it, and I think that's amazing. That's really good to do it, and I actually think the format doesn't. I think it looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think they did really good.
Yeah, because I think what we were talking about before too was just the pools are great. It's just like they need to make sure that the pools are set up correctly. Like you can't have a stack pool with a non-stack pool where the four teams on pool A are all better than
the teams in pool B.
Pool B,
yeah.
Right? So
well, yeah. I mean, we don't know if they're gonna randomize it or if they're gonna actually manually decide. Okay, well, we want these teams to play each other.
Yeah.
Or if it's gonna be slotted.
I feel like they're just gonna go with whatever the league schedule was. They're just gonna take that and just turn that into the pools.
How would that work, though? Do you think?
Well, let's say
you just be based off the teams they already organized to play each other.
Yeah, because they already had the schedule made for when it was before the tournament format. So for pools, they're just gonna take what that schedule was and just make that the pool play schedule. So it's still gonna be you know who you're gonna be playing against, and it's not gonna be completely random. I think they're gonna try and make, for the most part, everybody plays each other at least once.
Yeah, I suppose that would work too, because you come to a scenario where if you're doing it by seeds, you would have pretty much the same pools every single weekend, right? Where it's like, maybe, but what would change would be the teams changing out, the 4 teams rotating in and out.
Yeah,
there's still only 8 teams showing up.
Well,
right?
Yeah, that's what I'd be just interested to see is how early on will they set it? When will they finalize the pools? Will it be, if it's happening every single week basically, or nearly every week? Yeah. Are they going to be setting them a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead? That'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Hopefully it's at least like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would assume 2 weeks makes sense.
Because then it gives teams time to prepare and look ahead also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, it could be any amount of time. Maybe they what if they predetermine every single pool?
I was just going to say, would you like it to be every single pool up through the whole championship?
Probably not.
I think you should wait. Like, I think you should do it 2 weeks in advance, at least.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because things can change, I feel like. I don't know.
Well, Sam says he'd rather just have them announce it 2 weeks before instead of predetermining all of them, like, at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, why?
It's a scenario where, like, well, what if the certain teams aren't good all year long, and like it ends up being these wrongly stacked pools.
Yeah.
Wait, we're assuming the pools are being seeded, like based on seed.
No, like we're saying one option is that they announce them all at the exact same time, and all the pools are announced on the same day.
Oh yeah, I hope they have it all scheduled out like before even the first tournament. Like,
oh really?
Why would you not want to give teams that preparation? If they're going to be playing that anyways, why not just give it to them really early?
Well, that was our argument.
Yeah.
I mean, if like a team's going to be playing Paris, let's be honest, they're probably not going to practice for Paris. They're going to play for whoever they're playing next. Be practicing for that team rather than for whoever like this horrible team is.
Right, but at the same time, like maybe the Mutineers aren't great now, but what if they're fantastic by the end of the year? So like that's why we're like a little concerned about if pools are really unfair for multiple tournaments because they align them up how they think it's going to be now, so that I don't want to get too stuck on this point because they could announce it tomorrow and then it's completely useless, but so it'll be important to pay attention to when they actually announce these pools. If I had to guess, they would probably announce a handful of them at a time and then like keep announcing them ahead of time. But maybe they do announce them all at the same time. That's definitely possible. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the CDL point system, where you get 10 points per win, and a 10-point bonus for winning the tournament? So I guess this is when I can talk about the format. The format of each weekend event tournament is a pool play. So the 8 teams are split into two pools of 4, and then the top 2 teams from each pool advance into a 2-round single elimination tournament. So a semifinals and a finals. Yeah. And the winning team gets a 10-point bonus for winning. And that's basically all that's really on the line.
Again, this goes into, a topic where someone who is writing this does not know
how to write English.
How to clarify words.
Yeah.
Right now we don't know CDL points clearly. Then we also...
Well, the playoffs have been so murky for like weeks.
It's so weird
because how they worded it originally was what we talked about in the last podcast, was how they said that there would be 8 teams, including 4 wild cards, which sounded like there was going to be 12 teams, which made no sense. But based off how they worded it this time, a little bit more clear and gave a little bit more of a picture of the wild card play. It's definitely 8. Yeah. So, the CDL points are definitely weird though, and it's weird that there's no correlation with CDL points to challenger points, which is something maybe we can talk about when we talk about the challenger section. But, I guess it's still a little murky about that because that doesn't.
It kind of makes sense because only the tournament part matters. So like, you got to win your pools, but the pools aren't seeded, supposedly. So it's just going to be predetermined. So eventually, you should be able to get out because the point is finding who are the good teams and separating them from the bad team.
Teams will earn 10 CDL points for each win. The overall home series weekend event winner will also earn 10 bonus CDL points.
The pool play has to count.
Why is 7th and 8th get there? But why would it need to though?
Why would CoD Minnesota count as 10 points for each win? Because that's definitely a thing. Unless the pool play match is counted.
Yeah, I feel like I could see...
50 is the max you can win per weekend?
Yeah, 50 is the max.
That is so weird.
Which would make sense because you'd be playing 2 pool play matches, the semifinals and then the finals, and then a bonus...
And then bonus 10.
50.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, so you're not playing one...
I think we're just getting caught up on the math of like how people would end up at 0 and 10.
I mean, more than likely, even with this setup, the top, teams are going to get the points. Like it never. Yeah. Like, that's pretty much been consistent in any esport or sports. It's like the best teams are gonna be the best, you know, and they're gonna get through their tournament.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, when it comes to the format itself, I actually really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's way more interesting than just playing the league, flying out to London and then playing one league match.
Yeah.
Way more interesting for Empire. Whenever they're at an event, or every single time Empire is there, you're like, oh wow, this could be interesting. And as an Empire fan, I want to watch because it could be pretty meaningful for the season. So, I really think it's a pretty great positive, and it separates itself from like all the other esports. It's really unique, which is I guess a positive and a negative because it might be a little bit more difficult to understand right off the rip. But hopefully they have a good like way of explaining it.
They've got to have some visual that hopefully they like pop up a lot.
Yeah,
What they need is whoever's running these things to come out with a video and graphics and all, explain everything
and make it really easily accessible.
Because these words on a page that can be interpreted 4 different ways is not helping. I mean,
I know. Even when we're like dedicating our time to figuring these things out, and like it doesn't come off as clear as it should off the rip, it's rough.
It's rough, but I can't wait for the day when I know exactly what's happening. But
yeah, like why would you make the pool plays just count for nothing? Like why don't you just make everything count for something and just raise the number cap?
And then why are you not playing a team in your own pool? Like you're gonna not play a team if you want to play 2 pool play matches, right?
Well, see, that's what's weird. So again, they're ambiguous, and so they make you assume things. It's like their language says teams that have won 2 matches in their respective groups will advance to compete in single elimination bracket.
So
but if they're
2
playing
or more,
but
maybe?
what if they're playing 3 games?
Yeah.
So then could more than 4 teams advance? Probably not.
It's just wow.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird language that they use there. I don't know why they have to be so discreet about it.
Yeah, like how many games are gonna do in a pool play match?
Like they didn't actually say that you're playing 3 or playing 2, but they said that
if you win two.
So I just assumed that means you're playing 2.
Yeah.
But then why would it be a group? It's just weird. It makes no sense. So, yeah, the language is just real off about how they worded it. But either way, we know there's going to be a group play. And, I mean, would you guys have wanted it any other way? I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, but now that we know the format, like, is there any critique that you have that you might want to change something, or do you want to see it happen first?
Honestly, I like this better, honestly, than just doing a regular, like, straight league. Like, I was a proponent of the league because, like, that was simple, easily understandable.
Yeah.
But this definitely creates a lot more hype. And as long as pool plays stay, I guess, random, not random, but, you know, predetermined. So everyone plays each other. And it's fair. Yeah. I feel like this will bring a lot of hype. I think it'll be really fun for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Yeah. I mean, one question that I saw on Twitter as kind of going around today was how would you guys value in the context of like COD history? How will we value like these like minor wins in like the sense of like a major tournament? Because obviously nowhere near compares to a 16-team double elimination tournament. Yeah. But like, how will these go down? Like, you know, do you think over time when it comes to like the conversations of what do these actually mean? You know?
Yeah. I guess the one thing like that you can take away from it is if you see consistent teams playing, you know, placing top 4, top 3, right?
It'll show dominance.
However, now you have chances for teams to win certain weekends, but then not
because they're not there.
Yeah, because like say again, I think we talked about it last podcast, but if you have a weekend where you know both Empire and Dallas aren't there, which I think do we know? You said it's just one.
It happens weekend? One time. It's Seattle's event. Yeah.
So like. Maybe.
Or no, we're FaZe. Where you said we're Empire and Dallas.
Dallas.
We're FaZe and we're FaZe and Dallas.
Yes.
Or FaZe and Empire.
Yeah.
Aren't there?
Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to see teams or see a team that maybe has been struggling win that weekend and you know be able to at least show catch up something. But I think that's probably gonna be the thing we're all gonna be looking for is those teams that are gonna be consistently placing top or are going to be advancing into the bracket play at least, right? Because we're assuming top 4.
Well, I mean, single elimination is really exciting because, I mean, it's something that we haven't seen in COD barely at all. I mean, the only time that we ever actually have, like, a this is win or go home scenario is loser's bracket.
Yes.
Or the grand finals reset brackets. So, I mean, we rarely have, like, the greatest teams playing against each other in go win or go home brackets, which is really cool.
Yeah, so they have to show up,
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, because normally you only get them in the losers bracket.
Yeah, because I shared my concerns with you too prior, but like just single elimination. My first concern was like, well, what if a team loses that first game, doesn't show up, but is technically better than a team that wins that game,
right?
But again, kind of like I think you mentioned, Rex, like you do have to show up. You don't get a chance to not show up.
Yeah.
But then come back through losers, and that might make it more fun to be like, which teams are consistently showing up when they need to. Like
exactly.
OpTic had a history of not showing up until Saturday, Sunday when they had to make a loser bracket run back in the day, right? So teams won't get that chance now. So it might be kind of cool to see that, but I was worried at first, but I can see how it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to rotate back to the original question though, but like over time, I mean, it'll be cool because you'll be able to compare like the dominant runs. Like if this format stays for the next few years, which, that's out to see if it actually does or not. It definitely will be interesting to see, like, to compare, like, now that we'll have a similar amount of events per year and if it is going to be a similar format, you'll be able to compare the dominant runs of teams throughout tournaments. But like this year, looking back, it'll be hard to compare like how dominant like one team is versus like past years where we've had full on tournaments. So I don't know. I mean, like how will you value one of these tournaments versus like a 16 team normal open?
Oh, I see. I feel like, I mean, they're gonna be fun. Like they're gonna be more fun than this regular season game. But I think like the first one's just gonna be really hype. It's the first time we've seen this tournament format. But after that, it's gonna be like these are essentially still just league games. Like they're playing to get their points to get to playoffs, which I think they're making a trade of like we're kind of making this a little bit less hype for like the season, but playoffs that gives playoffs that much more gravitas of actually getting there. And getting because once you're in playoffs, it's like, oh my god, like these are the teams that have been grinding to like get
and
to
there's
the
a ton of money on the line.
Yeah, and it's gonna make playoffs even more hype. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because you've seen the road,
No, I definitely see what you're saying because like, Champs was just another tournament, but now Champs is the tournament.
It is.
So I see exactly what you're saying, Rex. Is like you're kind of trading off a little bit less hype during the regular season, but you're gonna have all this hype for Champs, hopefully.
Yeah.
With like, the top 4.
I guess I really hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
It's just way different than what we've been used to.
Yeah, like none of these like it's not gonna, like Anaheim, like you won Anaheim, like that's really cool, Yeah. This is like you won this tournament, great. What's the next tournament? You got to get those points. And then once you're all aiming for champs. Everybody's aiming for champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I just think week to week it'll be fun. Like to see if teams can go on runs and like if Dallas can win 4 tournaments in a row or 4 of their events in a row or Empire or or FaZe or whoever it is. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I guess my question, what I was trying to say was like, how are we gonna be able to gauge how dominant teams are this year versus past years when like how many of these mini events equal
open tournament,
an open tournament win in your mind, like from past years? 2, 3?
I just don't relate to me.
I know it might be a thing where you can't really equate them.
It's just weird.
It might be a thing where we just have to look at the end all champs.
Yeah.
Like who's going to be the best.
Yeah, like if you win any of these, no one's going to be like, I remember when he won in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like no one's
that's the thing.
No one's going to be naming these places like MLG Orlando or MLG like there's nothing like that. It's just like this is the league, this is the season.
Yeah, it's just tough because it's like before, like you're gauging like greatness off of Crim 6, 30 plus wins. But like now, there is only
you
one.
Count these as chips now?
No, you can't.
Okay, because I do know there's a lot of debate of what counts as
A championship.
Is and like what one of the biggest argument is if every team is not there, you can't count it as a championship. So
yeah,
so now teams only win one championship a year. It
completely throws off the COD history debates.
Yeah. Honestly, throw away everyone's chips. Everyone's at 0 for me right now. It's like whoever starts like this is when it's official. Like this is like
Yeah,
this is gonna
it is weird
on forever if it's successful.
That's
like these are the ones that people are gonna start remembering.
Yeah, I mean that's
it'll be history.
So COD history videos.
The old stuff will be history, but like this is the current stuff.
Yeah. That was kind of my strategy with all the videos I've been making lately. Has been like, okay, well,
this is where
this is a whole new start, so may as well wrap up what we got so far in the history and chalk it up for the future.
Which I don't think I totally get with the whole restarting to 0, but you definitely can't forget.
Well, sure,
how great people were.
Of course,
right?
Well, for sure. But that's history. I guess they're accolades what they had, but
absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like a fresh.
It'll just be weird, on stat, like let's say they want to make a graphic, and they're like, Crim6 has won this many tournaments in his career, but that makes no sense in the context of this. So how do you say that? Crim6 has won 33 open tournaments in his career, or whatever.
I guess you just go off of games. Like in a weekend, how many games did you win? Well, you won 3 games.
Your win percentage, your games won.
Maybe you didn't win many weekends, but you won a lot of games. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just gonna be weird to try to compare it, which you can't. But
I mean, whenever that first team gets that first CDL chip for this year, the current one, that's that sets it all up.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Those are your
to see it.
5 best players. Best team in the game is right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess moving forward, the CDL playoffs, so when it comes to, the actual playoffs, like we talked about, 8 teams are supposedly making it. The top 4 are locked into the playoffs. Yeah. Then there's 4 wildcard teams that have to play in to go compete in the actual COD championships, COD champs, final weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that play-in is just a 4-team single elimination. It's just 2 matches.
So only 2 teams get in, right?
Yeah, 2 out of the 4
so it'll be 10 teams in it.
Right. At the end of the day, the top 6 make it to COD champs.
Yeah.
And
then the NAT champs 1 and 2 have a bye.
Yep.
3, what would it be? 3, 6, 4, 5.
Basically, depending on who wins the. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that COD champs format? Does that make sense? Does it work for you guys, or what are your thoughts overall on the CDL playoffs?
The wild card thing's weird to me. I don't know if that'll ever change. It's
it's what the MLB does. So this is straight from the MLB. So the MLB has 2 wild card teams in each division, and they play a 1 game. The whole 162 MLB season comes down to 1 game if they make the playoffs. Yeah. And I think that's the format they're trying to go for here. Is a single elimination, just literally 1 match for you to get into COD champs. Will be really exciting, fun to watch, for sure. So I'm assuming that's kind of what they wanted to do with it. But it's definitely weird for teams, you made it but you really didn't. If you end up losing that, and so that'll be pretty depressing for teams.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't win it, you didn't make it.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way I could see a team complain is if 6 and 7 play each other. No, 5 and 6 play each other. 6 and 7 play each other. 5 and 6 are definitely better.
5 and 6 play each other, and 6 and 7 play each other. You mean
7 and 8?
Yeah,
sorry.
7 and 8. Okay.
The only way I see it being weird is if 5 and 6 are definitely better than 7 and 8, but 5 and 6, one of the 5 or 6 are going home. 7 and 8, I think you're right. If you aren't top 4, you should feel blessed to even try to
be in the conversation.
Be in the conversation, right? But I could see some, certain teams complaining about that kind of thing, where it's well, we never played, or we played the top teams always and never got to play bad teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fun. I think I'll make for a good champs weekend, or event. So I don't know. I think this whole first season is just going to be let's see what happens.
Big experiment. Yeah.
Big experiment. If it fails and flops, they'll change it. But
right. So I just want to clarify something because this was confusing me. So the six best teams with the most CDL points are going to get into the playoffs. There's going to be 4 other wild card teams that play against each other, and they play one series, and then the 2 that come out of that will go into that top 8 ranked.
Top and so 4 for sure make it, not top 6. Top 4, then 4 wild cards.
Yeah.
As a reminder, at the end of the regular season. Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
So I said that wrong. Yeah. So then you'll end up with 6 teams in there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I totally agree with it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're not top 6, if you're not top 8, you definitely don't deserve to be there.
I agree.
And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the 7th and 8th teams, they're getting blessed to have a shot to be in the top, like to make it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're sitting there out of 12 teams and you're 7 and 8, like, do you really deserve to have a chance to
win it all?
Get into champs?
Yeah.
Not really. So the problem is, the most frustrating thing would be like if the 5th seed plays the 8th seed and the 8th seed just happens to upset them in that one. Like, the 5th team at least has a chance to like make a run. I mean, that's for sure. The 5th team would definitely have a shot. So that would be a little frustrating. But maybe it's so close at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, and that's just how it goes. But that's my potential problems with it.
5, 6, 7, 8 could be within a couple CDL points, right? And it could be like, well, anyone could make a run for it. So
yeah.
I think it'll be really interesting just to see like what happens and like what the complaints are. Like who's going to complain about not making it in and that kind of thing.
I mean, imagine it coming down to one series to qualify for champs, and you're like, I mean, you only get to play 3 maps, potentially, 5 if it goes best of 5. I mean,
and you have to show up. You can't slack off, and because that 4 wildcard play-in is single elimination.
Yeah,
you can't just not.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, basically that wraps up the playoffs. I mean, the last thing is the challengers, which I think they just kind of clarified it, and they said that now confirmed that there will be some sort of AM tournament every single weekend.
Yeah.
And they said 32 to 64 teams. So either 32 or 64 teams, at least for sure, every single weekend, with a minimum of 10K for a prize pool. So my question was, I talked about in the video a little bit, was like for 10,000, let's say it is only $10,000 some weekends.
Yeah.
Like, not all the AM teams are going to show up. Not even like a majority of them. Because I mean, it would cost more for your team to travel there than it would for the amount of money that you even have a chance to win. So
depends if they have an org or not, yeah.
Right.
Which I see a lot of, all AMs are always looking for org, so.
And it also depends on, like, how many challenger points they're awarding for all these tournaments. Like, they didn't really say. So I don't know if they're actually if they are awarding challenger points.
They've got to be. There's no way they don't.
I mean, I'd assume they would be, right? But at the same time, I really don't know. But yeah, so that would be the question: is how many challenger points are they giving for each of these homestand open brackets? And like, if there's only 64 or 32 or 64 teams, like, is that just because of like, what happens if there should be more than 64, or like 128 teams want to sign up? How do only 64 teams get in? I don't know how that is qualified. Or like it's based off pro points.
Well, they base it off the challenger points on who they invite. Like, what is it, like the top, like whatever, maybe 50 teams or whatever they invite, and then the rest, everyone else just signs up. But those top teams are guaranteed their spot, and their flights paid for too, unless they change that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they're definitely having some nice support for the amateur teams in that area. So I mean, that'll probably make sense. That's probably how it'll go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, are like, you guys happy with that, or what are your guys' thoughts on every weekend having an amateur tournament?
I love it. I'm really excited to see the amateur league, and I really hope it explodes. Because, like, I hope it turns into something that, like, we can watch alongside, like, the pro league, so you can see these up-and-comers, and they're playing a much more, like, extensive tournament, more of what we're used to.
Yeah.
So like,
that's what's interesting.
We're gonna be able to get a taste of that if that's what you like, and then you also get the Pro League, which will be just a new flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think it's really good for that.
Yeah, I think the tournament's coming together. I mean, Sam, what are your thoughts? Like, you in the same boat?
I was gonna say, I feel like there's a potential for me to be more excited about the AM
week to week,
but obviously champs gonna be insane.
And there will be some big matches.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yes.
If they make it accessible.
Yeah.
They got to make it easy to find and promote it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest problem is you have no clue when these matches are happening.
Exactly. Yeah. Because to me, I can see myself keeping up with the AM scene, watching those big matches, and then of course wrapping it all up with the champs weekend, right? Because I don't know if I would even care about certain games with the Pro League. Like, do I care about
that is what the tournament definitely makes it more interesting to stick with in every weekend. So
absolutely. But yeah,
I'm with you though.
I'm excited. I feel like the best thing we can do as COD fans is just go in with optimism. I get there's a lot of pessimism going on, but I think just going in it, supporting it. If it flops, give our feedback, right? But I'm excited. It's a whole new thing. No one really knows how it's going to go, and we'll see, I guess, coming up here soon. So.
Yeah. No, 100%. So, I mean, I guess that could kind of transition us finally into the biggest debate of the game so far between all the pros was the slide canceling just fiasco that went down this past week. I mean, it has been a few days now, so I think a lot of people are kind of it's kind of blown over a little bit now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for those of you who are just figuring this out, I mean, the slide canceling just debate all over Twitter was basically all related to a certain slide canceling feature, which basically makes you able to play a lot like Black Ops 4, where you can cancel your slide in the middle of your double sprint into slide, and it's basically impossible to kill if you're head glitching something. Yeah. And even in the open, it's hard to counter. Yeah. And so some pros want it GA'd, some pros want to use it, and some pros just want this thing to get removed from the game as soon as possible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you notice that the best teams want to keep it, and then the other teams don't.
That's the biggest problem, is that the divide seems to be basically straight through the power rankings.
Yes, absolutely.
It is basically the top 3 or 4 teams are like, well, we may as well keep it. And then the bottom, basically 6 or 8 teams are like, we need to GA this. Yeah. But at some point, if 2 or 3 teams decide, well, we're going to use it no matter what you say, then every team has to use it because it's just GAs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Like, where do you stand, first of all, on the mechanic, and then, like, where side of the argument do you stand on?
My thoughts were, if it's in the game, it's pretty much impossible to tell someone you can't use it, right? Like,
especially something like that. Like, it's
like to me, it's something that you're going to use it no matter what. There's no point in complaining about it if people use it. But my overall thought is that needs to be removed. Like, that the devs need to remove it, because it completely eliminates the choice to double sprint and have to pay for the consequences of being caught mid double sprint. You can immediately pull up your gun with that movement. When I think it was intended to double sprint, took longer time to pull up your gun.
In all situations.
In all situations. So I can see where, like, someone might say, like, that was intended, but to me it completely removes that choice to double sprint to somewhere and then just canceling it. Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Rex, where are you at with it?
Honestly, I honestly think it's been made a bigger deal than it should be. I don't think it's as big. Like, I honestly feel like it's fine. I feel like if pros learn it, everyone can use it. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's not really, to me, it doesn't seem like it's that cheesy. So
really,
man,
I'm definitely on the.
If you're gonna do that movement, then like you're planning on using it, so it's tactical in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just dumb that the pro the lack of communication the good, like, the teams that are on the good teams have had about it. Yeah. Like, they're just like, well, just deal with it. That's basically all they're really saying. Yeah. Like, if they just said, like, I think it's cheesy, I think it sucks, but we should all, basically your opinion, it all sucks. But until it's removed, like, how are we gonna GA this?
Yeah,
you can't GA.
You can't GA a movement where, especially people have been practicing with it.
It's such a small movement too. Like,
it's not snaking where it's like it's not snaking where it's like a drastic change up and down. This is like you're just kind of sliding and stopping.
Yeah. The only thing where it's sort of like snaking is the head glitches.
The head glitches.
Because that attached video where accuracy came around that corner, that was nasty.
But accuracy was also on a head glitch.
Yeah,
well, that's the problem.
See, like
actually, I think would have got that kill anyways.
That would be like snaking. Like, if you're just using it out in the open, it's different than the head glitch, I think.
Yeah.
That's where it just becomes like...
Because snaking was so broken, because it was just like, you could literally just check corners without actually being shot.
No.
In this, you can only do it in one swift movement, so it's like in certain scenarios, you're going to die from it for sure, and like it's going to be like rushes inside of certain areas for bombs, or, you know, in hard points, crashing into a hard point through doors, or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, though, where it's like, I don't know how you GA a movement like this, where like someone's gonna use it on accident, and then it's gonna, you know, like it's just gonna escalate. Like, you may as well all embrace it. But the ideal scenario is it's removed in my mind.
Absolutely.
Because it's definitely not an intended movement from an Infinity Ward. There's no way, because it's such a annoying combination of buttons. You have to like double tap O and then press X after you double sprint, like double sprint slide, crouch, jump. Like, what? Fam. Nah. So, I'm not a big fan of it. I want it to be removed. But, like, there's definitely some pettiness.
There's some
pettiness from some of the pros, and, like, they're flipping out. I totally see both sides of the argument, though.
I do, yeah.
And, like, it was definitely dirty of, like, supposedly Dallas knew about this for a while and haven't been telling the pros. And, like, what they expect, like, them not to figure it out eventually?
And if they do, why would you tell the competition? Like, I don't know.
Well,
there needs to be some ruthlessness, and like I feel like it's what Dallas is trying to do. They're trying to be like that ruthless team.
They are.
And I think it's what every team should be doing. Like, putting in that work, you're finding these things out, and if they haven't figured it out, it's like, I'm going to keep using it to win. That's the main goal, is to win.
Right, but if there was events, there was no event in the past 6 weeks. Like, if there was an event, then I totally get it.
Yeah, because this harkens back to probably right back to Glacier and Black Ops 3 with the unintended line of sight, right?
Yeah,
because like I get where Glacier probably didn't tell anyone about that. Well, it just bit him in the butt when.
And it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have.
Yeah, I guess that's a whole other.
The game didn't fix it. Nobody said it was illegal. There was no GA on. Like, why could you not do that? Like,
the biggest thing is
I figured this out that nobody else did. He put in the work to figure out what that was.
Right. I mean, again, my biggest thing is like if Empire would have come out and like, yo, this needs to get fixed. Like, we just found this out.
Yeah.
This is broken. Nobody actually wants this in the game.
Yeah.
But the problem is that some of the pros apparently love it.
Yeah.
But it's probably just because Simp is a god with it.
All the subs
love it.
And Shotzi, yeah.
And so anyone who runs a sub is going to want this thing in it, because it definitely is an equalizer versus any M4 on the map.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to challenge things you otherwise would never have challenged.
Yeah.
And so that's where my problems kind of lie with it. And I would definitely hope it gets removed at some point. But based off how this has gone so far with fixes, no chance this thing's getting removed anytime soon. So we're probably going to play at least 1 or 2 events, maybe more. Weekends with.
It'll be interesting to see with it on and see like how much pros like are actually using it to their like advantage, or if like people haven't figured out how to use it, but the good teams have. So it's like there is that skill gap there.
Right. So like, will there be maybe this is the change in power that Empire was scared of? Like maybe now that all the teams are kind of unlocking this new ability, that maybe we'll see some game changing.
Slide canceling does not affect it that much. Like, the best team's gonna be the best team. Slide canceling is not gonna change that.
But there's certain movements that like
there's certain situations where it can win you S&D rounds. It can win you
hard point
hill breaks.
Breaking hill.
Yeah,
breaking
but both
hills.
sides can use it. So it's
right.
like,
but before, what we were saying before,
who puts themselves in a better situation? Like, you know.
Now it's equalized. Teams are figuring it out, so we'll see. I mean, maybe it won't make much of a difference at all, and that's definitely a world where it doesn't make a difference at all. But
I think the bottom line is the devs should just need to remove it. Just remove it. But if it's not, you can't tell someone to not use it.
It seems impossible to GA.
Yeah, there's just no way you're gonna GA because someone's gonna use it accidentally. This is gonna set off a whole chain reaction.
Everyone's gonna have drama.
I'm not gonna do any GAs. I'm gonna use all this crap, So.
Now you're blacklisted.
Exactly.
It's so dumb.
You can GA guns and stuff because it's all pre-match. But in the match that was something slide canceling.
Yeah.
Just
well, yeah. I mean, the big problem with this is
how do you tell someone not to?
If the best teams want it, the best teams have the power because. Well, then they'll say, well, I guess we're not going to scrim you then.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to scrim each other, and then all the bad teams are screwed. So, yeah.
That's very true.
It's rough overall. I don't love the situation. I really just wanted to get fixed. So, well, I guess it kind of takes us into our final segment here, our gaming snacks draft.
Yeah.
Sam, you get the first pick.
Yes.
So, I guess before we even get into this,
it's because I just got destroyed in the last poll.
We wanted to talk about the previous poll. So, I actually didn't have them pulled up right away, but basically in the last poll, our last draft, you guys didn't see this, we drafted a dynasty roster. Okay? And obviously, my team was far superior. I mean,
don't even.
And the polls even showed it. The show proved my point.
No sense.
But it was a hot fire overall. I took 68.2% of the vote. Rex had 22.7% of the vote. And Sam had a solid 9.1% of the vote in the Dynasty roster draft.
Oh, man, that's rough.
So a little reminder. My team was gods, just straight gods. Simp, Octane, Gunless, Dashy, Scump, Slasher, and Attach.
Yep, and my team was Illy, the young god who is debatably one of the best right now. And he's super young with potential to grow. This was for a 5-year plan. And I have Priesta, a good vibes guy who is also a top young player with the potential to lead. Then Apathy, good vibes, great submachine gun player. He's also he's been around for forever. You think Apathy? He won in Black Ops 3, one of the best COD games that's been made.
Yeah, but so
and
did
he's
Scump.
always
You said Scump was average.
Yeah, Scump's average now. Have you seen his gameplay? Have you
Apathy?
watched? Do you know anything about Scump's gameplay? Apathy's a good player.
Apathy had one good event last year. It was champs.
No, but Apathy's on that grind though. Players that get older, kind of the
my goodness,
the lights and everything.
There's a
kind
reason
of
you got 22% of the vote.
No, and then I have Crim6, who's going to lead my team to victory, and then GodRx, the guy who's going to come out of nowhere, my mystery hero, who is going to wreck house on the AR. Watch this season. You're going to be recognizing his name because he is
your best
good.
pick of the draft, best value.
I think Illy is, and then also I have a BZ and Clayster. I have 3 people that are on Dallas Empire now, the best team.
Ironically, Sam's team is better than yours. I'm surprised that your team got 22.7% of the vote.
I am a forgiven man. I understand.
Shotzi was a little bit of a reach.
I understand.
Shotzi was not a reach. Are you kidding me?
You haven't even seen it.
Your team is all hype beasts. All right.
Okay, let me talk. I am a forgiven man. I understand Shotzi. Many people do not understand where he came from. There's not a lot of Halo people that watch Halo.
But even
Shotzi is a god, okay? And you're going to see it. I'm a forgiven man. I understand that.
Sam's team was Formal, Shotzi, Arcides, Karma, Kenny, Dylan, and Temp. Solid team.
Not 9% worthy. That was at least 20+% worthy. But you know what? That's okay.
So I appreciate your guys' support out there, guys. I see you. I know you got my back. I know you guys seek the truth, and you found it with my team. And that's right. So today's draft is gaming snacks draft. So I know you guys have been dying for this one. This is one so many people have been asking for. The gaming snacks draft. It goes Sam, Josh.
Let's do Rex.
Sam, Rex, Josh is the order here.
Yep.
Again, it's a snake draft, so Sam gets the 101, and then it goes down. We don't really have any limits for what snacks could potentially be here. We're gonna have some leniency with it, and if there's any real problems, we'll call each other out.
Yeah.
We just can't pick the same thing.
Yeah, don't pick the same things, obviously. And this has to be something that you would actually eat while playing video games. It might be something that you prefer to eat while playing video games than just sitting on your couch watching a movie.
You can't say Thanksgiving turkey, basically.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way you're making yourself Thanksgiving turkey while you're playing Call of Duty.
That's right. So
Anyways, is it 3 or
we're gonna do
4?
Let's do 4.
4.
Why not?
Let's do 4.
You know, and we'll go from there. So this is I don't really have anything written down right now, so we're gonna have to go off the top of our heads here. So Sam, what's your 101?
Goldfish. Goldfish.
It's a solid choice.
My
it is
go-to.
solid. That is a solid choice.
Goldfish is something that you could probably eat the whole box of and not really realize that you're eating it, but you just grab a handful in between S&D rounds. That's my go-to. Goldfish number 1.
Wow.
And the original cheddar. None of the old reduced fat stuff.
I'll give you all of the flavors.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You get them all.
But yeah, Goldfish. We're off the start.
All right.
My turn?
All right, Rex, you're up.
All right, I'm going with Doritos. Now it can be Cool Ranch or Nacho Cheese. The Cool Ranch, they each have their perks. That Nacho Cheese, that has that little bit of zest to it that can give you that little bit of spark to keep it moving. Keep your mind focused in the game. The Cool Ranch Doritos limits the powder on your hands, so you don't get your controllers so grimy.
Though. Yeah, see that. I don't love like that type of stuff. Like you get like eating Cheetos or Doritos. Like you get like the cheese on your fingers or whatever.
All right,
the Dorito fingers. All
right, let your gameplay.
That's just kind of annoying.
Slacked.
That's why I'm not a big fan of that.
All right, go ahead and pick your broccoli, YouTube boy.
Nah, I mean, see, like this is interesting because like, is G Fuel like? I don't feel like it's not. I think it's a different.
No, I feel like it qualifies.
I think we're going with food.
I know liquids.
Oh no,
I
liquids?
say food only.
All right, food only.
I feel like liquids is a given. Like you're gonna be drinking water.
Maybe we could do something else. That could be a different draft.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, okay. Let's do no foods or no drinks. I'm gonna do pizza rolls.
Okay.
As one.
Solid.
And oh man, there's a handful of like different.
Nice and greasy. Oh, okay.
Options. Yeah, that one's kind of greasy. Okay, so I want to do like a frozen pizza. Is that qualifying? Like, is a frozen pizza a gaming snack?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'll give it to you.
I was gonna pick a frozen pizza.
I was adamant at first, or
Totino's.
That's the correct word, but
yeah.
You warm it up. You cut it into slices. You grab a slice while you're gaming. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my two are pizza rolls and frozen pizzas.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Rex, you're back on the board.
Okay. So, here's a crazy choice, guys. Bear with me. It's Christmas break. You just got out of school.
Yeah.
You have some leftover Thanksgiving
leftovers. Did we just say
no
turkey?
No. Shh. I have not done yet. You get some pumpkin pie with whipped cream. You have it on a little paper plate with your little plastic fork right next to you, so you can always just snack on it. Back to gaming.
You're going with pie?
Yes,
pie.
Pumpkin pie.
You can have all pies.
I'm gonna give you pie.
They laugh now, but I'm telling you, pumpkin pie is the wave. Give it a try sometime. Get some pumpkin pie. Turn off all the lights.
Angry
turn off
if you
all
lose this draft.
turn off all the lights. Have some maybe Christmas lights up in your room. Get some COD going. Get a nice little scented candle, pine, and then you have your pumpkin pie right there.
Wow. All right. Well, okay. I guess we're going pie. Now Sam's back on the board. Best of luck.
So here's the thing. Popcorn, specifically Skinny Pop. If any of you all had Skinny Pop, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But I'm assuming that I just get popcorn as a whole.
Popcorn. You get popcorn. That's quality.
That is a easy poppable snack. You just grab it by the handfuls, kind of like Goldfish. Same thing. But whoa,
wow. Discord. Whoa, calm down.
Jeez. So popcorn, number 2, number 3.
Popcorn's a quality pick.
Yeah. The only thing is, you would want to do salt, no butter, a little bit butter. It's just the
butter can work, but
so
you limit the butter.
Depending on it, limit your butter.
Or what game you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. So popcorn. Next, I'm kind of going, kind of rolling right into it. Pretzels.
Oh,
I
wow,
love
really?
Pretzels. I really enjoy. There's those thin, crisp pretzels. You know.
Oh yeah,
obviously dip I shouldn't say, with a dip, that's kind of a whole nother side thing.
Now we're getting like movies.
Exactly. But so pretzels, solid choice for me.
All right, wow. Okay, pretzels. I wouldn't have guessed pretzels would be on the list, but all right. Rex, you're back on the board.
Yeah, I feel like pretzels is pretty good.
It's good food for sure. I'm a fan. All right, you're back on the board, dude.
Yeah. I know. Let me think. I'm going to go with... And we're going no drinks, right?
Yeah, no drinks.
I feel like some Oreos with some milk. I'm throwing that in Oreos and milk.
That's quality.
I'll give you Oreos and milk as a combo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that. Oreos and milk. That's quality.
We have been accepted by the council.
All right, I guess I have my last two picks here. Yeah. And, oh my goodness. I have one of them. I'm going to go like a candy route here. Yeah. Something that's like nice and like just you can throw a few
absolutely.
In between. I'm going to go Skittles.
Yeah, okay.
Skittles. Oh my god.
Skittles are like a quality candy to munch on in between games.
Doesn't really matter, but what's your go-to?
Yeah, get your
tropical,
tie-dye your
original.
Controller.
I definitely like the tropical, like the
purple and that stuff.
Those are nice. So I'm going Skittles, and to round out my team, I feel like I need like a chip or something. I'm just gonna go like, I'm gonna go. Oh, this hurts. I could go two ways here. I'm going Cheez-Its.
Oh, solid choice.
Cheez-Its. So my team round out here is pizza rolls, frozen pizza, Skittles, and Cheez-Its.
Yep.
As a team of four here. So, all right, Rex, you got your last pick on the board, or last pick here. You're on the board. You got Doritos, pie, Oreos, and milk.
Yep. And then for my last and final pick, I'm going to go with M&M's.
Okay. All right, that's quality.
I think the M&M's eliminates the color that it adds to your hands and your controllers that you do with Skittles. M&M's are much smoother. They don't wear off on things. And to top it off, put them in the freezer before you eat them.
Those are good.
That is, M&M's are great. I can't hate on M&M's.
Yeah.
So, all right, Sam. Well, you're round down the draft here. You got one pick left, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah. So, this should have been my first one.
Really?
I thought about it.
Wow.
And this is the snack that I think I have consumed the most in my lifetime with gaming, and that is animal crackers. I love me some good animal crackers.
What?
Oh, dude. There's a specific kind. I think it's Stouffer's, the giant red bag.
Do you prefer
kind.
like frosted or not frosted?
Not frosted. However, frosted is a great choice.
Really?
And that counts with animal crackers. So
he gets both.
For all you 9%ers, think about that.
You
9%ers.
There is no way that I should have 9% on this draft. There is no way.
He's salty. Let's just salty as popcorn.
If I'm last again, I'm going to jump through a wall. Oh, but yes, animal crackers.
Wow.
I hope other people have the same likes. I don't know if it's just me. But
all right, can I say
I'll put
my piece on mine? Hold on.
Okay, all right. Give your pitch.
All right, so for mine, guys, I know you're looking at it first glance, and you're like, I don't know. Like, no. Okay, can I have my talk with everyone on YouTube, please? I'm trying to talk with you guys, and I'm being interrupted.
I'm not interrupting.
You're ruining my experience, and you're ruining their experience.
Okay, go. Fire away.
So, first glance at mine, you're thinking, I don't know, but there's a part of you that's like, maybe that's really good. And let me just tell you, it is. Think of it as an experience. Every single food on here, it adds to the experience of your gaming. It's going to put you in a heightened
if
mindset.
Pies was your last pick. Like, honestly, Doritos, Oreos, and M&M's, they're all quality.
Yeah.
Pie is just so random.
Vote Shady.
I respect it.
Vote Shady.
I respect it. But, all right, so, again, final draft, goldfish, popcorn, pretzels, and animal crackers for Sam. Doritos, pies, Oreos / milk, and then M&M's for Rex. And then I've got pizza rolls, frozen pizza, Skittles, and Cheez-Its to round it out.
Sorry.
Goodness.
I just thought of your list.
Wow. All right. So I'll be putting up the poll on my Twitter page the day after this goes live. So give it a day to like sit, and you guys can all vote on it the following day. So be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. We had a lot to talk about today, so I'm appreciative that you guys all stuck around for it. Yeah. And more to come. I mean, we'll be aiming for basically every Monday from here on out. I was a little sick, so it got behind this week. So another episode will be coming pretty quick. Or I guess it'll be coming up. They get posted every Tuesday. Yeah. So another episode will be coming up pretty quick here after this one gets posted. And
we're getting closer.
We are getting closer. Oh no. It was bad timing.
We're good.
1 second. Yeah, we're getting closer to the start of the season. Yeah. And I think we're all excited for it. So, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are on YouTube. And as always, guys, I'm Josh. That's Sam. There's Rex. And we'll be back at you with the next episode of the Best of 3 podcast. See ya.